Welcome back to Postal Opal. Today we're looking at a brown Ethiopian opal. We're going to set this bad boy as an oval with a high dome, and we're looking to score about 3 to 4 carats in the end. We're starting off with about 4.5 carats. So let's get into it. I'm going to start off with a 600 grit centered diamond bit, and as you can see, I have to level off the bottom plane of this oval because there were some minor inclusions that I'm going to have to get rid of. There were a couple sand spots, and that's what we're doing here. Since this is a brown opal, it'll be on the lower end in the valuation. For some reason, they just, are valued less than other classes of opal. Uh, I like it. This one is really unique because it has a unique honeycomb pattern in the end. So once I finish getting the bottom plane flat, you'll see me go around, like right now. I'm going around and I'm smoothing off the hard edge that was created by flattening the bottom. You always want to do that because these are like stress points and it can create fractures and problems with structural integrity. Um, so yeah, that's just what I'm doing here. It looks good, and now I'll start working on the dome. This is the more fun part because you really get to start seeing the final shape. Also, I'm using my Aero Max. I love this new Dremel. It's like a pen. It was about 80 bucks. It came with a bunch of like good quality bits too. The one I'm using isn't from it, but I may be using some of them in the future. But I love it because it just is really easy to use. It's not bulky. So yeah, now I'm working on the dome, trying to get all of that uniform and nice looking. And here we go into the Nova Point, the 600 grit. So I, I just came from a 600 grit centered diamond bit, and what I'm doing now is I'm doing the polishing. So this is a resin based bit with diamond bits throughout it, and it's a 600 grit, but this is shaping it and polishing it at the same time. It's like a pre polish. There's my phone. It's like a pre polish in my opinion, because I do use cerium oxide in the end, but you really start to get to see the colors in full display. So here I am going around the edge. If there's any inconsistencies, I'm just buffing those out. You will be seeing me dropping it. Like, it'll look like it flies out of my hand, but um, when I drop it, it's fully intentional. It's a ritual that all Lapidus agreed on. We all decided that we need to drop it at least 37 times in the process. So if you see that's just something that we all do. We all had a conversation about it and decided upon it. See, there we go. I had to drop it there. Now I'm just getting the backside polished, buffed out. This this Nova Point does a lot of the heavy lifting and work. This is where you really finalize what the shape is going to be. And then from then on, the 1200, the 3000, and the 50,000, you're just ironing it out, getting all the deep scratches out. Now we're on the 1200. I'm just going over every inch, every millimeter, of the opal. While I was shaping this and going over it over and over and over, you can see the colors and everything. but this one really surprised me because the whole time it's absorbing more and more water, and every opal has a different absorption rate. Some will literally stick to your finger. It's, it it sucks in any moisture. But so this is absorbing all the water, but I could see the colors that are gonna be in it by the end. But every opal, once it's full of water, you let it dry out, and it's like a completely different opal in a good way. Everything clears up and everything is enhanced. The colors really pop, but you can see here, you can't see any of the honeycomb, any of that pattern. You can't see any of it. So when this dries out, it has a really unique honeycomb pattern. It's hard to even call it a honeycomb pattern because it doesn't have the shapes of the classic honeycomb. It's more like striations. So it's a really cool, unique opal. I love it. Um, but wait till the end because you'll be in for a surprise. I know that for a fact. So now I'm on the 3000 and just going over it and really going over everything 100 times. Just to clarify, I'm only specifically talking about Ethiopian opal. I've never worked with Australian opal. I would love to, but I just haven't found a source for it. I haven't really tried either, but I'm specifically talking about Ethiopian opal. For some reason, these opals absorb water at a crazy, like some of them it is astonishing how much. The Walo opal, the black ones, those in my experience have the highest absorption rate. They will stick to your finger. Um I I would assume that's also why they're always fragile to work with. Um but yeah, I was just talking about Ethiopian opal. Now we're on the 50,000 and you are just finishing this bad boy up. I'm really proud of the shape I did on this. The shaping, it it turned out really good, and there's no inconsistencies in it. In tragic breaking news, the Waylo Ethiopian drop cut that I did a couple videos ago just broke. I dropped it and it broke. It broke the freaking side off. But I super glued it back on, and yeah, we're just gonna act like that didn't happen. I mean, it's just mine, so I mean, it's not like I had a ring on the way that I was gonna set it in that I bought from Etsy for $40. It's not like I did that specifically for that drop cut. Um, but it is what it is. Now we're gonna do the cerium oxide polishing process. I I have no idea what cerium oxide is, but I just saw a bunch of people using it to polish opal, so now I use it to polish opal. I saw it on Black Opal Direct. Like that is his go-to. He always uses it. So I mean I've tried different methods with different polishing solutions, and I have just decided that cerium oxide, I mean, from what I've seen, gives me the best results. Other people may disagree, but that's my opinion, yo. Let's check it out. So, can you see the honeycomb pattern? I hate calling it this a honeycomb pattern because it's not. like in a honeycomb shape. The colors on this are freaking magnificent. They're very bright. Um, I don't know if I think I've heard that you can manipulate the honeycomb pattern by just like directional cutting. So maybe if I would have faced it differently, it would have a different pattern. Anyways, I love it. I've never seen an opal with this pattern. I weighed it. It is 3.6 carats. Can't complain about that. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.